It has been a while since I did one of these kitchen vlogs. I've had issues, medical issues. I'm not in any immediate danger, but something has to be done about it. I'm scheduled for surgery on June 20th. So, what's going on? Well, it is something I was feeling too unwilling to talk about. It's a man's thing, and some men don't like discussing it. But I think it's time to open up about it, if not for your sake, maybe my own. More on that in a bit. We men have something called a prostate. It's sort of like a donut-shaped gland right below the bladder. According to the stats I've read, about 50% of men over the age of 60 will experience some enlargement of their prostate. If the hole in the center of the donut closes, the man can't empty his bladder. To use the common vernacular, he can't pee. Urine backs up in the bladder, causing pressure and pain, maybe a lot of pain. What should a man do? Make an appointment with a urologist. That's a specialist who deals with pee issues. I don't recommend going to your primary care physician unless you trust him or her, and because it's necessary to get a referral to a specialist. That's how I started, and he was useless. Absolutely useless. He looked me over, said there was nothing wrong, and then billed my health insurance for the procedure. You've heard the expression, where there's smoke, there's fire. Well, where there's pain, there's something wrong. When the pain wouldn't go away, I finally went to a urologist. They did some ultrasound sort of thing to see how much liquid was backed up in my bladder. It was a lot, way too much, 600 cc's. That's about 2.5 cups that I couldn't void. He considered that an emergency situation and immediately inserted a catheter to drain my bladder. Okay, one problem resolved, sort of, but what's next? The best option is surgery. Under general anesthesia, I'll be unconscious. The surgeon widens the hole in the center of the donut, and that allows the bladder to drain normally again. It's surgery, and therefore there is a recovery period. If all goes well, I'll return to a quote-unquote normal life afterward, eventually. It takes a while, maybe a few months, to fully recover. Meanwhile, I'm suffering through this problem, and to be honest, I'm not doing well. Part of the problem is the medical practice. They don't do anything to address the pain. If I had known, I would have sought a different urologist. I refer to this doctor's office as a medieval torture chamber. I've never been inflicted with so much pain, and nothing is done about it. Take a couple of Tylenol. Inserting the catheter the first time isn't too bad. But in my case, they don't last for long. After 2 to 3 weeks, there is buildup inside the catheter, and it becomes blocked. No drainage, and therefore a lot of pain. Removing a catheter and inserting another one is horrifically painful. And it gets worse. The doctor inserted a camera up my urethra to view the inside of my bladder. I was howling with pain. Is all that pain necessary? My dentist numbs my tooth before she starts drilling. I've had some minor surgery to remove a couple of cysts below the surface of the skin. The surgeon numbed my skin before he started cutting. I had dental surgery in which the doctor sawed a chip of bone out of the back of my jaw and then screwed it to the front of my jaw to reinforce it for a dental implant. That's it right there. That's an implant. I was awake through the entire procedure. I never felt any pain. Why can't the urologist do what the other doctors do? It's barbaric. We live in an age of modern medicine. This is the 21st century, not the 19th. It's the year 2022, not 1822. There is no excuse for inflicting that kind of pain on a patient. And to make matters worse, the doctor's office is in a building right across the parking lot from a major hospital. There are anesthesiologists over there. Why won't the doctor call upon one of them to come over and address the pain, or send me over there to get a shot to do something? Pride? Arrogance? He doesn't want to admit he needs some help? Now, don't get me wrong. I like the doctor. He's a nice guy. He's the surgeon who will be performing the procedure, and I trust him. I think he knows what he's doing. But meanwhile, it's up to me to deal with the depression. I got home on Thursday, swallowed a couple of Tylenol, and went to bed to let go. I cried. Not because I was still in pain, but because I was subjected to such barbaric medical practice. I felt brutalized. And I wondered, is this how a woman feels when she has been raped? What the doctor did or failed to do should be criminal. It should be criminal. I know what I'm going through. I received my master's degree in counseling psychology. And if I can boast a little, I was the best diagnostician in my class. I knew my stuff. And I might have been a good therapist, but I sought my degree to hopefully rise to a higher position at work. Okay, that didn't work out, but that's another story. What I am suffering through right now is called adjustment disorder. It commonly manifests itself as depression. There is a major change in life that disrupts many things. It requires a period of adjustment. It's sort of like culture shock, which I believe is a non-clinical name for similar symptoms. Adjustment isn't easy, especially when we get older. I'll be 71 years old in July. And if the truth be told, I've lived a relatively easy life through most of those years. No disabilities, no meds, have some fun doing cooking videos in my home kitchen, even some vlogs, video vlogs here. But now life has changed a lot. Adjustment, as I said, ain't easy. So how does one deal with adjustment disorder? Well, one way is to talk about it. As I said earlier, there comes a time when it's best to open up about it. It's catharsis, the process of releasing and thereby providing relief from strong or repressed emotions. A good cry can help. Another way is to focus on, to use a cliche, the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm enduring a lot right now, more than I ever thought I would, but it's a means to an end, and the pain won't be a permanent part of my life. All this will be behind me someday. I might need to visit the doctor every 3 to 6 months to confirm my plumbing is still functioning normally, and so that he can invoice my health insurance for another billable procedure. Okay, I can put up with that. And there is one somewhat beneficial side effect. I haven't been able to eat. It's the depression. I went through this in college when my closest friends abandoned me due to a love triangle that was being kept secret. It's painful to lose your best friends, but it happens. I couldn't eat back then. I lost weight. I got down to a 28-inch waist, but I looked great in tight jeans. Go out dancing. Ooh, I was sexy on the dance floor. I got to tell you a story. About back then. Another college story. I used to silk screen my own t-shirts, and I had one, big letters on the front, and I think the silk screen ink was green, if I remember correctly, and it said, "Consenting Adult." Well, I think it was Randy. Randy and I decided we wanted to go out dancing this one evening, and I wore that T-shirt. We met a couple of women in the bar. We weren't looking to bring someone home. We just wanted to go out dancing. And I'm dancing with this woman, and more than once she said, I really like that T-shirt. But of course she couldn't go buy it anywhere because I had silk screened it myself, right? Well, at the end of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, the bar closed, and Randy and I headed out the front door to go home, and there were these two women again. And once again she said, I really like that T-shirt. So I took it off and I handed it to her. I said, here, take this home. College days. And I won't ever see those days again. I know it. But I should lose a few pounds. I am clinically obese. All this extra weight, I know, is not healthy for me. If I can lose a few pounds without jeopardizing my health, maybe that's a good thing. I am staying hydrated per the doctor's orders, so I'm not in any danger. So anyways, that's my vlog this time around. As I said earlier, it has been a long time since I did one of these. The last time I did was 2 months ago. There was a time when I was trying to video these at least once a week. Times change. The important thing is that I'm okay. I'm working through a difficult time in my life right now, but it isn't permanent. I'm under a doctor's care. I'll see him again on Thursday of this week. About a week and a half after that is my pre-surgical appointment with him. There will be lots to do to prepare. The following Monday, I'll go into the hospital for surgery, and if everything goes well, I'll be sent home the following day. Then the following Monday, I'll actually go back to the doctor for a post-surgery appointment. I've already arranged with a friend to drive me to the hospital and pick me up to drive me home. There will be the recovery period to work through. It won't be pleasant, but again, it's a means to an end. I'll be fully back to normal, hopefully, eventually. Meanwhile, I'm trying to keep a positive attitude. So thanks for listening. Sometimes it helps to have a listening ear, if not a shoulder to cry on. Stay well and keep safe.